Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Year 10 Maths Revision. Today we're going to be looking at the measurement side of the question or revision questions. Let's head into it. Okay, so question 1. Oh, whoops. It says, from the list of units in the box, select the best one for measuring each of these. Also give an estimate of the measurement for each. Okay, so the first one, A, it says the area of G block classroom. Now, I don't know how big G block is, but I do know how big a classroom can be roughly, and the area is generally measured in something squared. But in this case, 1 kilometer is too big for a classroom, and 1 centimeter squared is too small for a classroom. Therefore, it'd most likely be meters squared. The mass of contents in a can of food. So when we were talking about mass, we're talking about kilograms, grams, milligrams. Generally, if you look at the weight of a can of food or a packet of food, it's generally in grams. So grams. The distance from G block to the main office. Now again, I don't know the distance from G block to the main office, but I can guess it will probably be in meters. Question 2. Convert the following to the specified units. So 320 millimeters equals 32 centimeters. Right, so millimeters to centimeters, you have to divide it by 10. Okay, that's A, B. 2.8. Oh, sorry, 1 second. 2.8 kilometers into meters is 1,000. So you multiply it by 1,000. So it would be 2,800, right? 2,800 meters. C, 430 milliliters equals how many liters? And we know we have to multiply liters. We have to multiply milliliters by 1,000 to get liters. So it would be divide in this case, because we're going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, so we have to divide by 1,000. So 0.43 or 430, whatever. Doesn't matter too much. Same thing. Okay. D. 2D. So you got 2.5 tons. And you need to convert it into kilograms. So 1,000 kilograms is 1 ton. So tons to kilograms, you have to multiply by 1,000. So you would get 2,500 kilograms. E, 1,240 hours. Now this one I'm not too sure what it's referring to here. It's asking for an AM and a PM. I'm guessing it's referring to 24-hour time, in which case, 12:40 PM is just 12:40, right, PM, and in 24-hour time, and in 12:40 AM would be 00:40. I don't think you need the dots. Sorry, 12:40 and 00:40. Okay, EF. 3.4 minutes and 2 seconds. We know that 1 minute is 60 seconds, so we have to multiply by 60. So taking out our calculators, 3.4 times 60 is 204 seconds. That's F. That's it. Okay, next question. Question 3. The shaded shape below is drawn on a grid of centimeters squared. So let's just draw this shape really quickly. So it's down. It's got 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 8 units across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 3 across, 2 down, 5 across, 2 down. Okay, the question is asking 3A, what is the perimeter of the shape? Well, we know this is, there's no, centimeters. So the unit is centimeters. So we know this is 2 centimeters. This is 8 centimeters. Oops, sorry. 8 centimeters. 5 centimeters down along here. I might use a smaller pen. So 2 centimeters. 8 centimeters. 5 centimeters. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so it's asking for the perimeter, and the perimeter is the length on the outside here. Okay, so we just have to add the length on the outside. So that would be 8, switching back to normal, 8 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2. Chuck it in the calculator really quickly. 8 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2, which equals 24 centimeters. B, what is the area of the shape? Okay, so this one is going to be a bit tricky. So let's just copy this. Oh, whoops. Copy and paste. Okay. And we shall go ahead and remove these markings. Oh no, okay. We can use what we've got here. Okay, so the area, so let's divide this up into 2 rectangles. Alright, so this line along here, so this is 1 rectangle and that's 2 rectangles. I'll just match this up to the squares. There we go. Okay, so the area, so what's the area of a rectangle or any other, or a square, for example? It's area equals base times height. So we've got area for this, we'll call this one number area 1 and area 2. So area 1 equals 3 times 4, right? So you've got 3 along here, 4 as the height, and that equals 12 centimeters, and area is always in squared. So what's the area for the second rectangle? It's area 2 equals base times height, which equals 5 times 2, right? which equals 10 centimeters squared. And that basically 5 across and 2 down. Okay, so remember, we're not finished with the question just yet. It's asking for the total area. So area total equals 12 plus 10, which equals 22 centimeters squared. Right, so that's the answer. Let's just pop that to the side if we can. Let's pop that here. Do some shuffling around. Okay. Question 3 is done. Moving on to question 4. Question 4. The solid prism below is made up of centimeter cubes. Okay. What is the volume of the solid? Okay. The volume of this solid. Okay, so basically it's just what's the volume of a cube, for example, right? So that's our cube. So it's, base times height times length, right? So volume equals base times height times length. So base times height and then multiply it by the length. So that's the volume. So let's calculate the volume of this solid here. So let's first of all, it might help if I draw it out. So it's 3 blocks down, 1, 2, 3, 3 blocks, 2 blocks that way, and 2 blocks down. I'm not very good at drawing cubes, so bear with me please. 1 block down, and 1 block across, and 2 blocks down, 3 blocks across. Okay. So if we calculate these, okay, so let's calculate the volume. So you've got 3 blocks down here, 3 blocks here, and 2 blocks along here, but keep in mind that this chunk here is missing. So there's 2 ways to approach it. One is to figure out the volume of the whole cube, I guess, as if this part here wasn't missing, and then we can subtract this part out of the final volume, and the next part is to individually work out the volume of this, and then followed by the volume of this. But let's go ahead with the first method. So we've got volume equals 3 times 3 times 2, and then taking into account the part here that's missing, which is 1 by 1 by 2. So subtracted by 1 times 1 times 2. A volume equals 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, subtracted by 2, which equals 16, and these are in centimeters cubed. Okay. The next, let's just copy this for the next question. copy. Oops. Okay, so the next question, which is question 2, in question 4, asks for the asks for the surface area, total surface area of all of this. So we got to keep in mind this surface area along here, this one here, and obviously behind it as well. So it goes down right behind it here. So how would we calculate this? So total area, you've got two of these, right? So yeah, we'll calculate it. We'll calculate, the face of it and the back of it, and then we'll focus on these areas here, going around it. Okay, so area equals area 1, we'll name it. 3, which is along here, times 2, right? No, sorry. I think it'll be easier if I do it how I did it previously and then subtract it. So 3 times 3 subtracted by 2, right? Because 1 times 1 times 2. No, sorry, I'm confusing myself. Subtracted by 1. We're not looking at volume, we're looking at area. So 9 subtracted by 1 equals 8. Alright, so that's the first face of this prism, including the one missing. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces, so 6 areas that we need to take into account. Okay, so moving on to this face of the cube. So area 2 equals 2 times 2, which equals 4. Now taking this area into account, which is area 3, which equals 1 times 2, and then this area here is another 1 times 2, area 4. This area here is 2 times 2, 2 times 2, area 5 equals 2 times 2. Which, let's add these 2 and 4. Now we've got to do the side going that way. So that's 3 by 3, which is 9. Area 6 equals 3 times 3, which is 9. And then, sorry, I think I've probably confused everyone listening how I'm calculating this. It's not very systematic, but I apologize for that. But it goes, so we're calculating this. So let's should we start again maybe? Let's subtract. Let's clear this out and follow it more systematically. Okay, so I'm going to do this area first, right? Okay, so that would be 3 times 3 and subtracted by 1. Alright, and we'll call this area 1. 3 times 3 is 9, subtracted by 1 equals 8. Now moving on to calculate this area. Area 2 equals 2 times 2, which equals 4. And area 3 is here. Area 3 equals 1 times 2, which is 2. Area 4, which shall be here, right? That is 1 times 2 again. And this area here, area 5, is 2 times 2, which equals 4. And then we've got to calculate the area behind it as well, the areas that we can't see. For example, the area going along here, right? So that would be area area 6. Area 6 equals 3 times 3, which equals 9. And now calculating the area, this area here, but for behind it. So that would just be the same as area 1, right? So area 7, which is the area of the face, but we can't see, is just, again, 3 times 3 minus 1, which equals 8. Okay, so we've done this area here, and we've got to do the bottom now. The bottom, or this bottom face that we can't see, is 3 by 2. So area 8 equals 3 times 2, which equals 6. And I think that's all the areas covered. Let's add them all together now. So area total, right, equals area 1, which is this one here, 8, plus area 2, which is 4, plus area 3, which is 2, area 4, which is 2, plus area 5, which is 4, area 6, which is 9, area 7, which is 8, area 8, which is 6. So the total area, chuck it into a calculator, 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 plus 6 is 43 and centimeters again. Yep, centimeters squared. Total area. Okay, that was a bit of a doozy one. Anywho, next question, which is question 5. Okay, next page, please. Thank you. Question 5. Give the area of the following shapes. So you got something like this. That's 5 centimeters the height and 6 centimeters across in length. So the area of a triangle equals half times base times height, right? Because it's essentially the same as the area of a rectangle or a square. and halving the area of a square. So the formula for an area of a square or a rectangle is base times height, right? So base times height, but the area of a triangle is half that, so divided by 2, or half times base times height. So let's figure the area out of this triangle here. Area equals half base times height, which equals half times base is 6 times height is 5, which equals 30 divided by 2, which equals 15, and centimeters again squared. Okay, that is that. And the second shape is something like this. Down. Alright, so automatically we kind of can make some assumptions. We have 8 centimeters along here, 12 centimeters along here, and 4 centimeters here. So whoops, one mistake. 12 centimeters is along here. That's the length. Okay, so we can split this area up into 3 areas, right? So this is area 1, area 2, and the third area is here, area 3. Now, if this is 8 centimeters and this is 12 centimeters, notice that it's from here all the way to here, which is 12 centimeters. We can go to figure out the length of just this little part here, or this little part here. We can go 12 subtracted by 8, right? Divided by 2, because we've got 2 areas. So 12 subtracted by 8 is 4, divided by 2, which equals 2 centimeters. And we've got 2 centimeters here, 2 centimeters there. Okay, let's answer this. So area 1 equals, area of a triangle is half base times height, which equals half base, which is 2, times height is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, divided by 2, which equals 4 centimeters squared. Area 2 is this rectangle, so base times height, which equals 4, base is 8, times height, which is 4, which equals 32 centimeters squared. And area 3 equals, again, area of a triangle, half base times half base times height, which equals base is 2 centimeters times height, which is 8 divided by 2, which equals 4. Right, now it's asked for the total area. So total area, which is represented by a small case lowercase t or subscript t, is area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3, which equals 4 plus 32 plus 4, which is 40 centimeters squared. So we know that the area of this shape here is 40 centimeters squared. Okay, we can move on to question 6 now. Question 6. It says Hamish noticed that his skateboard deck is made up of a rectangle and 2 semicircles. So you got a rectangle and 2 semicircles. This is 28 centimeters high or long, and this is 70 centimeters down here. So let's calculate this. We've got again 3 areas here. So area 1, area 2, area 3. So area 1 is this semicircle, area 2 is this rectangle, area 3 is this semicircle. Let's go ahead and calculate that. So area 1 equals, what's the area of a circle? Pi r squared, right? But we have to remember to divide it by 2. Okay, so because it's a semicircle. So the area of a semicircle is pi r squared divided by 2. Right, so pi times the radius. The radius is half of 28. So 28 divided by 2, which is 14. Times 14 squared. Pi times 14 squared divided by 2. So if we just calculate in the calculator, we'll do this part first and then divide the answer by 2. So pi times 14 squared divided by 2, which equals 7.8 7.87608. Oh my god, 801, which equals 307.88 to 2 decimal points. Okay. So we've got area 1 here. Now we need to calculate the area for area 2. So area 2 equals, so area of a rectangle is base times height. So you've got base, which is 70 centimeters, times height, which is 28. 70 times 28 is 1960. Yep, and then area 3, again pi r squared divided by 2, which will be the same as this answer here. So pi times 14 squared divided by 2, which equals 307.87600801. So the total area total equals 2 times, right, because we've got 2 of these, one here, so 2 times 307.87600801 plus 1960, which should give us times 14 squared, which should give us 615.7521601 plus 1960, which equals 2,575.75 to 2 decimal places. Okay, let's move on to question 7. Question 7 here states there is 50 liters of water in a barrel. So let's draw this barrel. And it's filled with water, right? Okay, and then it says the water flows out at a rate of 120. So we've got 50 liters. Hold on, 50 liters of water, and the water flows out at a rate of 120 milliliters per second. How long will it take for the barrel to empty, basically, and give your answer to the nearest minute? So first of all, we've got two different units here. We've got liters here, and we've got milliliters here, right? Or milliliters per second. So we need to convert milliliters into liters, or liters into milliliters. So here we're going to convert, in this instance, 120 milliliters into 50 liters, or into liters, sorry, not 50 liters, into liters. Okay, so, and to do that, so 120 milliliters equals, right, how many liters? We have to divide by 1,000, so 0.12 liters. So we've got here 50 liters, and we've got 0.12 liters per second is how quickly the water's coming out of the barrel. So to figure out how long it's taking, we go 50 divided by 0.12, which gives us 416.667. Now keep in mind this is seconds. The answer, if we go back to the answer, it says, the questions ask us for the time in minutes. So to get minutes, we'd simply divide the answer by 60, which equals 6.94 recurring minutes. Right, now it's asked for the nearest minute. So 6.94 is rounded up to 7, right? So 7 minutes. So roughly 7 minutes to the nearest minute is how long it will take for all this water to empty from the barrel. Thanks for listening. I think that concludes the end of this session. Please let me know if this has helped you and what I could do to improve future videos. If it's helped you, please give it a like, consider subscribing, and comment down below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be on trigonometry and geometry. All right, have a good one.